Welcome to Beyond the Lectern, the Division G podcast of Toastmasters International District 130, where we get to showcase Toastmasters beyond their meeting roles, their leadership roles, and beyond the speeches. We get to experience their life beyond Toastmasters, from their challenges, their occupation, and how Toastmasters has impacted them outside the community. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful podcast. Hi, Sefina.
Hello.
So tell us, who is Sefina? What would you like us to know about you?
That's a good question. Okay, Sefina is a teacher.
Oh, teacher,
Yes,
beautiful.
I'm
What
a
do you
teacher.
teach?
I teach mathematics.
You teach mathematics.
Yes,
Wow.
at a government college, federal government boys college.
Wow.
And I like to say that I'm a teacher before I'm anything else. I'll tell you why later. But aside being a teacher, I'm also a Toastmaster. As a matter of fact, I'm the current president of Grand City Toastmasters Club. And I really love that about me. I love that I'm exploring leadership. I'm also a spoken word artist, a storyteller. That describes me better. I'm a storyteller. And beyond that, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt. I'm very much loved at home. I like to put that because I'm a daddy's girl.
That is God. That's beautiful. So, can you tell us how did Toastmasters, being an educationist, and being a storyteller, like you call yourself? To me, I've listened to you before give storytelling, so I like to call you a spoken word storyteller. So, how did you merge all? How did this come together?
Again, like I said earlier, I was first a teacher, or I'm first a teacher, because I remember that my teaching started a very long time ago. Not that I actively taught, but as a girl in primary school, I would come back from school, and before having lunch, before changing out of my uniform, I'm already teaching with stolen chalks and on and I write on doors in the house, mimic my teachers, and speak to imaginary students. So I've always been a teacher. Firstly, I'm a teacher. Then I became a Toastmaster by chance. I didn't know that I needed to learn communication or leadership. So there was never a time where I said, at this point in my life, I need to now go and become a better leader or a better public speaker. It just so happened. I wanted to be out of the house on a certain Friday, and it turned out to be a life-changing Friday for me. I became a
Beautiful.
Toastmaster.
Beautiful. So, how did you merge that with your spoken word? How did that come out of you?
Spoken word just happened. Like I said, I'm a storyteller. And I gave my icebreaker speech, and everybody was like, "You are a storyteller." I didn't know I was anything like that. I only thought I was a teacher, and I loved to socialize, even though I didn't have the proper skills. My reason for coming into Toastmaster was to learn social skills. However, I learned other parts of me, other aspects of me that I never knew existed.
So, you're saying that it was like Toastmasters that brought out your storytelling.
Of course, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Yes, Safina, beautiful stuff. So I wanted to tell you, has there been a particular time as an educationist where you felt like Toastmasters prepared this for me? Prepared me for this. I beg your
Okay.
pardon. Just share that kind of story. We want to hear.
Okay, so by education is to mean as a teacher.
As a
because
teacher.
I particularly want to be called a teacher.
You want to be called a teacher?
Yeah.
But they say teachers, your reward is in heaven.
No, not my own. I'm already repeating my own.
You're already reaping your own in heaven.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, on earth.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
all right, go ahead.
Absolutely. So, as a teacher, of course, I remember very clearly that, firstly, let me give you context. I'm naturally a very introverted person. And that's the reason why I wanted a community where I could learn social skills. Because if you leave me by myself, I will not interact. And my colleagues know this about me. But after a while in Toastmasters, I started posting things on my WhatsApp status. And I mean, when I say things, I mean videos of me speaking, and the head of subject English saw one of those videos, and we chatted a bit about what it was about. So I gave her all the tea about Toastmasters, and then she invited me to host a very big event that takes place in my school yearly. And when I don't want to keep saying she, I'm talking about Mrs. Cecilia Idu, the head of subject English department at Federal Government Boys College, Abuja. She told me to host the spelling bee contest or competition. And at first I didn't want it. I didn't want to do that. It's a big event. People from the ministry will be there. I mean, all the big names in the Ministry of Education and the principal, directors. But she wanted me to do it. She thought I could do it, and I did it. It was amazing. People spoke about it for days. I mean, it wagged on the tongues of colleagues for a while. And the best part of it,
you went viral, bottom line.
within the school. Thank you. The best part of it was that I got the most beautiful compliments from the principal, who's the director. If you don't know, the principal of a unity school can be likened to the governor of a state. I mean, getting such compliments from the governor. It was like, you did so well. How did you do it? I was really happy. And I said to myself, I am not leaving this community. I'll stay here for a very long time.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was you beyond the lectern.
Yeah.
So let's say away from the education part, let's talk about your spoken word actors. When you're giving, you say you're a storyteller.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you want people to feel, or how do you want your audience to feel when you're sharing your stories? What emotion do you want them to feel when you're engaging your audience with your stories?
So it depends on what the story is about.
Yes.
I really want them to firstly understand what I'm talking about and go in line with, the story. So it could be that I want them to be happy if I'm telling them something that is, probably funny, or I want them to stop and think. So the idea is not to tell them how to think.
Yes.
Is to direct them put them in directions where they begin to ask questions.
Beautiful.
That's the point of telling stories, is to push my audience, or encourage my audience to ask relevant questions. I don't try to give answers. So
good. Yeah. I think that when you ask good questions, you get good answers.
Exactly.
So I like to say, I've seen you give a particular spoken word, and that one was about love, and it really engaged the audience. It was quite melodic, if I do say so. That remains a very poignant memory. Do you have any spoken? Do you have any spoken word, short one that you like to share with us right now?
Yeah, I do. I think I do.
Can you just share a bit to us? Share with us.
So you would need to tell me how long you want it to last for, whether we have the time.
You could just do 1 or 2 minutes, just to freestyle.
Okay. It wasn't poverty that pained Papa Uche. No, it wasn't. It wasn't because his son, Uche, could only afford to take deep breaths during lunch breaks, while his classmates ate big bread with butter. That one did not pain Papa Uche now. It did not even pain him that his wife, Amaka, does not have a single new wrapper, even though Papa Uche would always promise her, "Nay, don't worry. I will soon change your wardrobe when I become the new HOD in my office." Change kwa. That one did not pain Papa Uche, because he would always say, "Nah, small things they pain me." But you see, that Monday morning when he walked into his office as an accounting officer, only to find out that Obi, a 27-year-old boy, has been made the new head of department, HOD. That one pained him. He went straight to HR. "Madam HR, what kind of humiliation is this now?" Madam HR looked him dead in the eyes and said, "That boy is a chartered accountant and has good knowledge of internal control." Uche could not argue with the truth now. He remembered all the times he could have improved himself, read a book, gone on courses, but he gave excuses. Now this country is hard. This our government is bad. The economy is bad. But now, Papa Uchi is subject to humiliation because he refused to improve himself. Will you improve yourself?
Dang, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. One major takeaway I could take away from your story is the way you are able to give simplistic everyday stories that people can relate with in a way that passes a message. The message you just passed right now was improve yourself, people.
Absolutely, yes.
Improve yourself.
Because if you want to focus on the excuses, there are a million and one of
them.
So we have to look beyond the excuses.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. I would like to ask to say something that is there any way in which Toastmasters has impacted your spoken word more and more in terms of exposing you to opportunities to express these gifts that you have?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Truth be told, what you call gifts is something, it wasn't obvious to me until I became a Toastmaster.
Wow.
So again, there are many parts of us that we will never know about if we don't try new things. So it's very important for us to try new things. I just wanted to state that the storytelling part of me only came alive because I became a member of Toastmasters. If I had not joined that community, how would I have ever known? I would never have known. When I gave my icebreaker speech,
by the way, is for people that's the first speech you
exactly.
give as a
it's a speech
Toastmaster.
that introduces the member to the club. Yes. So after that speech, I began to get feedback. You were poetic, you were a storyteller, and this and that. I'm like, what are they talking about? Story? I'm not a storyteller. Nah, I'm a teacher. But aside the fact that Toastmasters brought something out of me, it also availed me the opportunity to showcase what I have or what they've given to me or what they've helped me to develop. I remember that the first time I ever presented a story in a crowd that's larger than my club or than the area.
Outside the Toastmasters community.
Oh no, it was still within the Toastmasters community. It was during Division J, no, Division U end of year event. So at the end of every Toastmasters, there's always that grand event. And then I volunteered to present a story. And the feedback was also mind-blowing. From there on, it's been from one recommendation to another.
So that means
from Toastmasters.
You've gone to, can you mention some places where you've given your spoken word acted?
Okay, so
your spoken word, by the way.
I think that will be the 64th matriculation of Nile. I'm not sure I'm not sure anymore, but one of the matriculation ceremonies of Nile University.
Wow.
I was there. I presented a piece on Africa.
How many people were there? The crowd was like how?
Over 100.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
1,000.
Over 1,000. Thank you.
Wow. And you presented.
Oh, yes, I did. It was a huge crowd. You were there with me, weren't you?
I wanted to remind you about it.
Over 1,000 people.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And you're a Toastmaster as well. You followed me to encourage me. And that's the community I'm talking about.
Yeah, beautiful.
They give you the opportunity. They're there to encourage you. What else can a person ask for?
Beautiful, beautiful. So I just want to wrap up with this and say, okay, Sefina, if someone is saying, oh, I want to be a spoken word artist like Sefina, what is one thing that you would tell them to take away? What is one thing that you just tell them to do? Like the way you said your story right now, it was quite captivating. Even myself, I wanted to see the punchline that where is this going to? Someone looking up and saying, oh, I want to be a spoken word artist like Sefina. Where can they start from? So.
Okay, before I even talk about that, I only said that I presented at Nile University, but there's still other places.
Of course, of course. I mean, beyond the Lectern.
Yeah, so it's not just Nile University. I've been to several book launches, and I presented at those book launches, and it was beautiful, honestly. Back to your question, if a person wants to become a storyteller, what will be my first advice? That is, so it will be that really that you should join Toastmasters. No, because that's what worked for me. That's how I became one. So I feel like when you join, you would now see how to develop a proper speech, You will learn rather how to develop a proper speech and how to make it humorous in case that's what you want to do, or how to make it, like you said, punchy and impactful. You need to have an idea of what a basic speech is like before you begin to infuse whatever it is, depending on what you want the audience to get out of it.
Beautiful,
Right? So please
beautiful.
join Toastmasters.
You joined Toastmasters to engage the social community, and now you're a leader, you're a president. Did you see that coming? If someone had told you in 2021 when you joined Toastmasters, like, Sefina, you're going to be president one day, what would you
No,
have said?
absolutely not. I would never have agreed. I didn't even know I would stay for this long.
This long.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been a member for about 3 years, and it's been interesting. I actually just wanted to learn social skills and move away. I didn't want to stay in the community, but somehow the community just
Beautiful, amazing stuff.
keeps giving.
Keeps giving, and you keep receiving value.
Exactly.
Beautiful. So we just like to wrap up with this. Beyond the lecture, Sefina is what?
Beyond the Lectern, Sefina is a teacher. She's a storyteller. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's an auntie. She's loved. And she's a lover, isn't she?
Yes.
Because she's loved.
Absolutely. And she's a daddy's girl.
Exactly.
Let's not forget that. Thank you, Sefina. It was nice having you.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you.
Oh,
ciao.
Thank you.